Well,
Awesome.
I'm excited to highlight you today. I'm so glad you could find time in your calendar and join us because you were here and you applied the steps and you're like, I don't even know who Christine Gail is. Someone referred me in and I'm just going to go for it. And you did exactly that. So is there anything that you can share with our challengers here as we're nearing the completion of our challenge? We had the actual final day yesterday, but as you know, people have time to post their action, do the declaration, and to get on my calendar, which is also the most important thing, really, is to connect with me so we can carry you to the finish line. So, what was that experience like for you, Renee, when you first jumped in and started applying the steps?
Talk about imperfect action. Imperfect action, taking that action, even when you don't know exactly what the next step is, even when you don't know exactly what it entails, and you just trust and take the leap. I am so, so grateful that I did just that. And you're right, Christine. It's words backed by action. And when you not only state your claim to the universe that I am going to have my book completed, I'm going to share my message because people need to hear what I have to say. This is going to help so many. And then you put the action behind it, i.e., becoming a part of a community like this, hopping on Christine's calendar to get her guidance, to connect with fellow authors like myself. That is when the magic happens. So I want you to really understand that it takes those two factors, the words backed by the action. And I'm so excited for you all because I literally feel like I'm back where I was when I started out on this journey. And it's just been such a beautiful journey. And there were so many times throughout the book process that my brain got the best of me, right? It's only natural. We are human beings. But I had the strength and the love and the support of this community and Christine to hold up a spiritual mirror for me and be like, Renee, you got this. Your book is great. There was one point in editing, the book was done. It was literally like about to go to print. And I was like, oh my God, maybe I just need to scratch the whole thing. And Christine was like, no, Renee, this is just what we call the editing phase. And
Yeah.
we all, right, Christine, we all need that. This is why I am such a proponent of having coaching. This is why Tony Robbins, right, as Christine said, I had the honor of co-hosting his World Summit. Tony Robbins, the number one personal development coach in the world, he has coaches. And the reason why we need that is because otherwise we get in our own way. And we can only see as far as ourselves. So if you are on the fence, I'm telling you, just trust this process, trust Christine and this community, because the beautiful part is we are really all in this together and we rise together.
Yes.
Yes.
Rising.
Yes.
We rise together.
We do. We absolutely do. And it's so cool. I was just with Christine. I had the honor of being with her in San Diego, and we got to meet some other fellow authors and upcoming authors. And man, the truth is we're all different. We're from different backgrounds, different cultures, different parts of the world, but we all experience the same doubts, the same fears, the same emotions. And when we have other people, like-minded people, authors to lean on, it gets us out of that sometimes funk that we can fall into and that negativity, and brings us back to the reason we started our book journeys. So I love this community. I'm so proud to be a part of it. So I hope that my words will offer you some comfort to know that if money's a factor, which it always is, it's always going to be. Understand that you need to look a little bit further to say, this isn't me just buying a pair of shoes. This is an investment that's going to give me tenfold into with the income and the impact and the connections that I'm going to make once this baby is in my hands, right? You are getting this tangible thing that will help serve the world, that will serve you in your work forever. This is forever. So your money is being invested for something that's going to serve you for the rest of your life.
Yes, absolutely. Your book is sort of like a new pair of shoes, though. It's like it's the shoes that you need to get to the next level to
Yes.
you know, for those opportunities. You got to
Yes.
have new shoes.
Yes. I can't
But
tell you all.
it's not like typical investments, though. It's
Yeah.
investing in yourself and your legacy and the platform you're creating into the opportunities. And speak to that a little bit as far as the opportunities that you have been able to land since just telling people you're writing the book. I mean,
Yeah.
that in itself is an opportunity door opener.
That in itself, I really believe, and that's where I really align with Christine a lot. I believe when you make a decision for yourself, i.e., I'm going to set out to take that course I wanted to take. I'm going to sit down and write the first sentence of my book. I believe that when you do a public declaration, that is so extremely powerful because it holds you accountable. And I talked about writing my book literally from, as I said, when I made that public declaration before the book was even finished. I actually started talking about my book. The last Broadway show I did was Pretty Woman the Musical. And we started that process in 2017. Well, I started talking about the fact that I wanted to write a book back then, because I knew that by saying it and talking about it, I was bringing it to fruition. And now that I put it out there, I had to do it. And since then, everybody, it has been so incredible. I have been speaking on stages. I have been hired to come into companies and help them to use communication to create connections with their teams and their clients. And the best part is, this is my resource. This is the resource that those attendees get when I come in to train them. So it's not just me speaking and being like, this is great, here's a great tactic and tool, but then I'm like, and now it's time to use this book. Because with my book, it's also a workbook. In each chapter, I have a reflection section where they have questions to answer, to sit back and allow the information to absorb. So the opportunities have been incredible. And as Christine just said, you know, I have been able to spread this message. I was just in San Diego with Christine because I was also speaking at an amazing women's event called Secret Knock for Women. Mm-hmm. And I got to tell my story and I got to share about my book. And many of those women and I afterwards have connected. They've purchased my book because they were like, oh, wow, I've always wanted to write a book. I want to see what this is about. And it's such a gift. It's the gift that keeps on giving, because even those people who may not get on Facebook and write it on my Facebook wall that I've gotten your book, there are so many times that I'll connect with someone that I think hasn't even been watching what I'm doing. And they'll say, Renee, by the way, I got your book and man, what a great message. I was just at a friend's, my cousin's birthday party. And I ran into people that I went to high school with. Okay. Haven't seen these people in 30 years. And they came up to me and they were like, Renee, man, what you've been talking about, communication and not being addicted to our smartphones, I watch you talk about this, and I actually purchased your book, and it's just such an incredible message. I shared it with my children, and I was like, what? Oh. Right? Like, I didn't even know. I didn't even know that they knew what I was doing. So it's just it's a beautiful gift. It is a beautiful, beautiful gift. And Christine, I want to thank you for having such an incredible group of people in this community that are there right from the get-go when you become a part of your team.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm grateful that you applied the process. You know, the author has to do the heavy lifting, unless they're in a program that's going to ghostwrite your book. There's not but most people actually want to write their own book.
Yes.
And it is a beautiful process, and you can get stuck. But as you say, hey, we bring you along the finish line. We talk you off the ledge if we need to at times. And this process, you just jump in and apply the steps, and you go out, become a bestseller, and and before you know it, you have people reaching out. Like you say, I have people reaching out to me all the time. I don't know who these people are. They would have never reached out if I didn't have author by my name. There's just something magical about the word author. Notice that word is in the word authority. So you're automatically given that expert authority status with the word author by your name. And it doesn't mean that you are necessarily an expert or know anything any different than anyone else, but you actually applied it and got the book out and creating something magical and powerful from that. And there's nothing like it.
I want to add this as well, because I think this is a big point that I don't want anyone to miss. If you are anything like me, I am amazing at following directions, okay? I love when structure is already there and I just have to follow it. And that is what is so extremely magical about Christine's process and the process that she brings her authors through. I'm an action taker, right? If you guys are like me, I'm imperfect action taker. And Christine very clearly lays out the steps that we need to take at each step of the journey. And that for me meant everything, because then I could focus on my writing. I could focus on just sticking to the timeline that she has in place. And I didn't have to stress myself with trying to do it on my own and being like, oh my God, wait, but what do I do first? Like, do I create this outline and then try to get an editor and then do this? I didn't have to think about it. The guesswork is out of it because Christine lays it out so clearly, and you can just focus on doing what you love, which is writing and thinking about what I want this book to encompass for my reader.
Right, right. And just let the people around you who know the industry do the heavy lifting with the editing, the design, the publishing. Yep. So it just makes it so much more simple for people. So what do you have to say for people who are like, oh, maybe they're already writing, but they're like, well, I don't know if I need this program right now because, I'm writing and I'm just writing. Like, this is a A to Z, and this is a 12-month coaching program with everything you need under the sun, a community, everything. But some people like to just, oh, well, let me go sit in my room by myself and figure this out alone. What do you have to say for those people?
I will ask you this question. Do you really want this book to come to fruition, or you just want to feel safe in speaking about it? I write in my own book that for so many years, I talked about wanting to write a book. Oh my God, yes, I'm going to write a book one day. I'm going to write a book, but I always felt safe because I thought it's going to be in the future, right? Later. Yeah, I'm going to start writing, and then I'd stop and I'd think of every excuse as to why it couldn't happen now. So my question to you is, do you really want this book to come to fruition? And if you do, how much longer are you willing to wait to get your message out into the world? For me, I was at the point where it was becoming uncomfortable. I was actually sick of hearing myself talk about it. I was sick of thinking about it and not doing anything about it. I was sick of sitting on the sidelines and watching all of these other authors come out proudly with their books, speaking on stages, coaching other individuals. I finally said, that's it. I'm so sick of my own excuses. And yes, could you do it on your own? Sure, we all could. But are you willing to waste the one thing in life that we can't get back, which is time? The truth is, everybody, life will always get in the way. Always. There's always going to be something that pops up. Your car is going to break down. You're going to have to spend money on that. Your kid, your child's going to need you for something. Life will always find a way to knock you off course. And the only way you combat that is saying, I must do this now. Because if I don't do it now, another 5 years is going to happen, another 10 years. And then you're going to be sitting in that rocking chair saying, what the heck did I do? I always wanted to be an author, but I never did it. So the question really becomes, how bad do you want this? And I would agree, Christine, tell me if you would agree with this. I don't think this program is for those people who are like, I just want to talk about it. Like, I just want to dabble. No, it's not for the dabblers. It's for those who know that they have a message to share that is on their mind and heart, and they must get it out into the world.
Yes, absolutely. And sometimes you just have to borrow the belief of a coach and a community and say, I don't even know if I can do this, but I know I'm being called to it. And I'm going to say yes. And I know these people have my back, and I know all I've got to do is do the action. And it still gets to be on my timeline, because we support launch whenever you launch, even if it is beyond the 12 months. So that's really no excuse. Oh, it's 12. No, it can be, we've had people take a little longer, but Renee's that perfect example of like, boom. I mean, 12 months to the day. That's unheard of. I don't think anyone did it 12 months to the day, but there's flexibility there. And, jumping in now is that commitment to your process.
Yes.
And it feels good to say yes.
Oh, it's so good.
It's a relief to say yes. Would you feel better saying yes and jumping in and knowing, okay, yes, I can just, join this amazing community with Renee, Christine, all of these incredible speakers we've had on our panel with the experts that are going to be around me. Oh, what a relief that I can just go for this.
Yes.
Rather than letting that Monday night at 10 o'clock p.m. pass you by. That's when our doors close, and you're sitting there, and you probably wouldn't feel as good as if you didn't just say yes and jump in. I know with every yes I've had and investing in myself for coaches and mentors, there was always like, okay, you're on the fence, right? And you're like, okay. And it feels uncomfortable to be on the fence. But then when you're all in, you've invested in yourself, and it's going to work as long as you apply it, and you're all in, and it feels good to be all in.
Oh, so good. And this is what I want you to think about. Think about anything in your life that you're really proud of, or anything that you're like, wow, I can't believe I did that. I will bet you probably $100,000, don't hold me to that it was scary at one point. It felt uncomfortable, because that is how it's designed, right? It's like, if we don't push ourselves, no one's going to do it for us. And having those days, which you will have as an author, trust me, you can look up any video of any New York Times bestselling author. Everybody has those days of writer's block. Everybody has those days of doubt, wanting to literally throw the manuscript to the side and quit. But having those people who are there to say, Renee, it's just a tough day. People who are in the same boat as you, my beautiful accountability partners, Lorraine, Gloria, Brenda, having these amazing women who were part of my accountability group that I would hop on a call with on those hard days and be like, oh, you guys, I'm just so stuck. Like, why am I doing this? And then having their support. And then I, vice versa, could do that for them. That is such a beautiful way to go about your journey, because otherwise, like Christine said, you're in your room by yourself with the light shut off, and you're getting stuck in that mental loop of saying, yep, why did I do this? And this community it's such a powerful tool in addition to the steps and the clearly laid out process. It's this beautiful group of people that are there for you, that you call upon, not just on the hard days, but the days of celebration as well.
Yes, so true. And we celebrate every call, even if it's a small win. I finally finished chapter 4. Woo! You finished chapter 4. What are you doing to celebrate?
Yeah.
And actually celebrating. And, and before you know it, your book's completed and you're off to editing. And I know with Renee, she wanted to go the traditional route. I've connected her to her publisher, and you just take off. And sometimes when you're jumping in, it feels scary too. It feels good, but it also feels scary. It's like a nervous excitement. But just know that, we've got your back, and you get to create your own accountability and be with incredible accountability partners and writing coach. And, it's really hard to fail in this program if you're just doing it. And the writing coaching is so key too, to help get you unstuck and like, okay, where are you stuck? And our editors can help on the developmental side if you need that. And it's turnkey. So I'm so excited for the people who are jumping in with us. We've already had people jump in. And Kelly's putting in the chat box that reminding you that the doors close Monday night, 10 o'clock Pacific. And then I did extend the coupon code until tonight. So there's a special huge savings for tonight if you like to save money and want to do the full pay. My calendar link wasn't working yesterday, so I extended it and said, okay, we'll just extend it till tomorrow night, which is tonight at midnight. So that special code goes away. The code is 2,000 off. Come on.
Woo! And Christine,
that expires tonight.
I would love to answer Tammy's question. She said here, I want to hear why you chose the path of traditional publishing. So Tammy, it's a pretty simple answer. It's actually just always been one of my dreams to be traditionally published. It's just always how I pictured doing it. And for me, I didn't have the desire to self-publish. So that's really what it came down to, in all honesty. And again, as I explained before, I love having a team, right? Like I explained, I like to have structure already laid out, and then I can just go into and take the action of what I need to do. That's how I felt with my publisher as well. It's really wonderful to be a part of a team of people who are there supporting me. So when it was time to create the book cover, we kind of sat in a meeting together and talked about what we wanted it to be. That's how I work best in a collaborative setting. So that's really why I wanted to go the traditional route. And again, the cool part though, is even if you are wanting to self-publish, this community is your support system as well, right? So you will be able to talk about all that on your calls with your accountability team and really brainstorm about all that.
Right. We do those brainstorming calls on the hybrid or self-publishing model too, with the for the book cover and everything. But Renee, like before she jumped in, she's like, I'm going traditional. I'm like, okay, I'm going to introduce you. And she was on the phone with them within a couple of weeks, and they did accept her manuscript. So anyone jumping in with us who want to go that route, we'll strategize and figure out, what you're really looking for. And it's all led by you. So that's the value of this program too, is that, we can do both. And we figure out what's going to be the best fit for you and what you're looking for. So Tammy says, yes, really cool. Thanks for explaining. Any other questions, anyone? We have Amy on. Hello, Amy. How's it going? Hi. I know Amy said, I've got to glue myself to the chair and start writing. She's been writing a book called 13 Divas. Amy, you want to come on video and say hi? Or do you have any questions for us or Renee? Looks like she grabbed your book, Renee.
Amazing. Awesome. Thank you.
So good. Is she still on?
I see your comment. I purchased Renee's book last week on Audible and look forward to reading it. Thank you, Renee, for your energy and endorsement of Christine's program. Yeah, my pleasure, Amy. It's all from the heart. And it really is everything. Before I ever became a part of this world of coaching, of having mentors, I did realize the value because I was a performer for so many years, right? So in essence, I did always have a coach, whether that was a dance teacher or a voice teacher or an acting teacher. So when I really think back, I was always a part of a community. And that's why I love the Broadway community, because it's just that, a community. And in hindsight, now I realize that so much of my success, even as a performer, was due to community. Yeah. So That's really all I can say about that, you guys. This is not something. This is such a beautiful process. Hardest thing I've ever done. I worked my butt off to get to Broadway. I did film and TV, and still writing a book is one of the hardest things I've ever done. And having a community like this made it so much more pleasant, so much easier, and so much more peaceful. So I could enjoy the process and not be like ripping my hair out like, every day, which you will experience.
We do remind people who eventually, sometimes you will want to pull your hair out until we, talk you off the ledge. And then we remind you, you can do this with peace and ease.
Yes.
And this is all you've got to do, is focus on the step you're in, or, hey, let's have the editor look at this, or, don't worry, you've got this, we've got you. And yeah, I mean, it's a process, and it can feel like the hardest thing you've ever done, especially if you try to do it alone. So we want you to join us. If you feel called to this, join us. And you've met all of these incredible people who are in our community, and we support each other, and we're here for one another. It's really powerful. We've created amazing friendships, and it's just exciting. So Tammy's in. Maybe Amy hopped off. I know Amy was deciding on jumping in, so hopefully she'll be on my calendar. If you haven't scheduled with me yet, you can get on my calendar. We're going to be on the phone talking about your book, and just diving into your vision. And that calendar link is for people who are wanting to join us. They're yes, like, okay, I'm ready. I just have some questions. I just want to connect with Christine first. So Kelly put that link in the chat box. Schedule with me today. Yes. So I don't know if there's any other questions. We've had a lot of replays. Mm-hmm. People are watching this in replay, especially on a Friday. I'm like, I'm going to do this bonus on a Friday morning. We'll see who shows up. If you're in replay and you have questions for me, email me. You've been getting my emails, Christine@unleashyourrising.com, or just go ahead and grab a calendar link. I have spots open today and tonight on my calendar. That full pay coupon code goes away tonight. We've got the you can jump in for as low as $397 on the payment plan. So I took, I still slashed the payment plan as well to make it a little more affordable for people. Well, thank you for being here today. Big hugs to you across the country. Love you too.
Thank you so much. And I look forward to hearing from anyone who may have a question. Thanks for having me, Christine.
Yes, of course. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. So any other questions that we have? Annie, any questions? I see you showing up, Annie, doing your videos and posting your homework. That's so exciting. As you know, my calendar's open today, so I encourage you, jump on. I'd love to chat with you. And if Amy's still on, anyone else watching this in replay, I'm just going to give a couple more minutes in case anyone has any questions, or if you want to hop into the live stream here, I can bring you on video. Today is the day to reach out to me if you're interested in joining and you want to jump into a turnkey process that's led by you, but has all of these amazing people around you to help you be successful every step of the way. I can send that to you. And all of you probably went to our resource page. You have the A to Z blueprint. You have all of the instant action sheets. And we are hosting the raffle prize drawing on Tuesday. So you have till Monday night to post all of your instant action. There's 3 days of instant action. It's not letting me share my screen, but go to instantbookhub.com, and Kelly will put the link. There she goes. She put it in. Instantbookhub.com. When you go there, you'll see there's a video of me talking about the Unleash Your Bestseller program. And there's a link there to grab the program. And just below that is a link to schedule a one-on-one phone call with me so we can talk to you about the program and answer questions you have. That schedule link is for people who want to jump in with us. You're able and willing, and maybe you have a few questions for me. But if you keep scrolling on instantbookhub.com, you'll see all of the replays, day 1, day 2, day 3, and the 3 instant action sheets. So there's a button there on each day. You can download the sheets, do the homework. You'll get the most out of the challenge by watching the sessions, then doing the journaling exercises, because there's some visualizations there for you. And then show up, do your Facebook Live declaration by Monday night, and all the replays, everything's going to come down Monday night, as well as the offer. So there's an exciting opportunity to join us on the payment plan too. So that starts at $397. And that's all on instantbookhub.com, or you can go to unleashyourbestseller.com and there's an opportunity to jump in that way, payment plan or full pay. The full pay coupon code is 2000 off. So you just put 2000 off in the coupon code. It's not letting me share my screen here, but go to unleashyourbestseller.com, click on payment plan or pay full pay, and put in the coupon code, and that takes $2,000 off our program, and that goes away tonight. Otherwise, I did create a payment plan for those of you who want to jump in and you want to be on the payment plan. So that's a 12-month payment plan, as it's a 12-month coaching program. And we'll start you right away strategizing for your book process, and you can jump in with us. We're going to have 2 calls next week for our new authors. One is in the morning and one is late afternoon, so everyone can make at least one of them. And we're excited to get everybody started, the people who are jumping in with us, who are yes. It's very exciting to get them started and really help create a strategy for them, something that is going to feel good for them as far as the commitments they're making in their process. Some people we have come on and they have a day job, they've got kids, and it's like, okay, well, what time can we create for you in your calendar, even if it's just like 3 hours a week, and that's all you can commit. I mean, I know for me, I started writing my book and I realized first of all, I needed a coach. Once I hired the coach, then I actually started getting like momentum in writing my book. And when I did that, I realized that I had to write my book when my kids were sleeping. So that was just me. And then we've also worked with people who are busy entrepreneurs, like they're playing on the big time level, and it's hard to really just like get them to sit down and write their book. So we also have an opportunity to get more one-on-one, or, we've even partnered with ghostwriters for those people who, just really want to get their book out faster. And maybe they need some more help with that because their calendar is full with their philanthropic and their entrepreneurial missions. So we've worked with all types of authors, broad spectrum, from even the stay-at-home mom who's like, I want to do something for myself. I want to invest in myself. And I've felt like I have this story and I feel called to want to write this book. And it becomes their time and an investment in themselves. And from there, they're able to figure out like, I think I want to create an online program from this, or I'd like to coach people, or, hey, I want to be able to get out and speak on stage and share my message. And so wherever you are, whatever spectrum you're on, whether you're entrepreneurial or you're that mom that's just like, I want to do something for myself, or anything in between, you're a coach, speaker, and you want to get your book out to have more authority. This program works for anyone depending on like what they really want to get out of it. So we're so excited for those of you who are on my calendar. I actually have to hop off because I do have people on my calendar. So I'm going to hop on with all of you who have scheduled with me. Reach out if you have questions, or if you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to catch up and what do I do? Just email me and I'll get you caught up. Our team will get you caught up. We're so excited. So we're so grateful because me and our guests have been able to hopefully pour into your process. And it's taken work to just like put this together and get everybody on here for you. And I hope it's been helpful for you. Feel free to send me a testimonial or do a Facebook Live or a video testimonial for the Instant Book Challenge, grab my book on Amazon. That's the least that would be my ask, is to go get my book, because it's going to help serve you too in your writing journey, and just helping you find more joy and abundance in your life, and help you see your stories in a more powerful way. We're going to have our breakthrough event likely next summer. And so stay tuned for that as well. Our Unleash Your Story TV show is coming out in a few weeks. So however you want to connect with me, send me a message. I actually do. That's me replying back. So I'm very personable. So I'm not hard to reach. I would love to start that conversation with you, or just get on my calendar and let's chat today. All right. Well, everyone, have an amazing day. I'm so excited for those of you joining us. Go to instantbookhub.com. If you can't remember any other link, just remember instantbookhub.com. You'll find all the replays. You'll find the amazing invitation to join us. You'll see the calendar link to schedule with me. And it's been such a pleasure to be here for you and be a part of your process. And so we will hopefully see you on the other side if you're joining us. All right. Talk to you soon.